Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 11 of Thunder and Spark. We now have more episodes than viewers, which is amazing. Yes. By four,
we're doing good.
We're gonna double the episodes to viewer ratio here pretty soon, which is pretty freaking wild. I had no idea we had done 11 episodes of this.
Yeah, we have 2 episode 9s, by the way.
We do.
Or is it 7?
Do we actually have 12?
Well, that's on purpose because of our 7 viewers. It was an ode to
7 part 1.
Yeah, so we have 2 7s. Yeah,
7.
Now we're up to 11. Now we got to try to find 4 more viewers. Is the goal to just like keep our 7 viewers and double the amount, like more episodes, or do we want to try to get the amount of followers for the episodes that we do?
You know, I think keeping this for 7 people and just making them really happy is probably the way to go.
Really happy is kind of
or you know, as long as we
can't even keep myself really happy.
as long as we make it multiples of 7, we're okay. So.
I know 7 people.
Do you know 7 people who watch Thunder and Spark?
No.
Just 7 general people.
He knows 7 people in general.
7
I was
people
trying to relate.
Yeah, that's understandable. So
that's
I think we can start this off by just saying that life has been incredibly busy. Like it's birthday. It's that kind of season. And we've been doing a lot of filming as well, trying to get back into our rhythm of getting everything filmed. So feels like a hot minute since we filmed this, but we again have chair number 4 with Kadin Thunder as an official part.
I'm chair number 4
of the
soon to be 3.
And Tony Sparks' knee.
Even Tony Sparks here.
And even Tony Spark. Some days it's odd Tony Spark. It just depends on the mood.
I told Dusty it would have been funny to start this podcast episode with me in that chair, but only half of me showing.
Yeah.
My kid zooms out.
We'll in the edit here, we'll just like crop just us and then crop just him and like bring them together, so we'll never show you. You'll just hear your voice.
The intro is going to be and even Tony Spark, and then the shot will widen back out, and you'll be right there.
We'll just keep you hidden every once in a while.
I love it.
So one of the birthdays recently here was Tony Spark. Turned the big 3-3.
It was.
Yeah. Turned the big 3-3. And
feel old.
If you were around for that stream, that was the day before his birthday. He said that there were no like weekend plans, which for Tony / Ted is unheard of. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, that night, Candy Thunder and I talked and we said, one of us is going to have to be the party person. Like we can't let Tony not go out and have a good time. One of us is going to have to do that. And she says, well, that's going to be you, clearly. I was like, okay. So
Candy Thunder's like, listen, that's a lot.
I don't go out past 9 p.m. My bedtime is around 10:30. I like to be in by 9. Anything past that's
a lot.
Above my pay grade.
Yeah. Just start fading fast. You
I
get propped up by chemicals by
I get
that point.
Very tired. Yeah.
So the next morning I messaged Tony Spark and I'm like, hey, I'm your party buddy. What are we doing?
He's like, oh God.
Yeah. So
with a W.
I had to start.
Oh my God.
I had to start like reviving Party Dustin, who's been retired for a very, very long time. Like a long time.
You know, I've never seen you drunk. Okay. Never once.
There's probably a good reason.
So I asked my sister on the way to Branson, what was drunk Dusty like, because I've never seen him like more than 1 or 2 drinks in. And she was like, I don't really remember. And then she's like, oh, I think he was actually pretty tame, but he was a partier for sure. So you apparently made the rounds.
Made the rounds.
The party rounds. The party rounds.
That sounds bad. Yeah, I did my nickel, right? I did my nickel in the party days, so I was mentally like trying to prepare myself for it.
To reach into the vault.
Yeah, and telling Tony Spark, I'm like, I'm coming out of retirement. Live and in person one night.
Listen, so, and then I had told him, I was like, well, I don't know for sure if I'm actually staying in town now. I think I might be going to the lake. And he's like, well, what are you doing at the lake then? Are you like doing something fun? I'm like, oh, my cousin's working on the deck. I think I'm going to, go down and help him with that.
What a wild weekend.
And he's like, you're not working on a deck on your birthday weekend. And I'm like, all right. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, the idea of party dusting is very intriguing. And I was like, oh. So then
It's a bucket list item.
So then and it actually started on Wednesday night, like after we talked about it on the stream a little bit. And I was like, after I had a few glasses of wine and dinner, I was like, I started sending out some texts and be like, hey, what are you guys doing this weekend? And I was like, I think I can throw together a crew for Saturday night. And we did. And Dusty survived. I also told him he needed to lower his expectations. I was like, this is not like wild, crazy party.
He went into this thinking it's like the
Hangover.
The Hangover, yeah.
No, it was not. I was like, you need to lower your expectations to more like, we're going to be going to the bar and like just sitting around and talking and drinking while we do it. And that's pretty much it. Like
the small pieces of like my real party days that I do remember, that's what I was trying to like fully prepare myself for. Not that would happen, but like mentally, I wanted to be prepared.
Yeah.
And it didn't get crazy at all.
Granted, there were nights that we can do.
I feel like you might be the only person I know that has to like mentally prepare for like bring your party self out of.
Oh, I have to do
He's
that.
been in retirement for a long time. Yeah. Caden would have to do that, but refused.
We were at one point.
Did you have plans?
I went to the movies at 8, and then by the time we got back from the movies, it was like 10:30, and that was my bedtime.
Heard that.
No. At one point, there was a plan. We were going to rent a white van. We were going to rent a white van and kidnap Kadin at one point and make him come out with us.
You're like, get in the van. There's a tiger.
I will say, it was fun. We had a great time. And it was a great group that was there. I was saddened by what the bar scene in Joplin has become.
Saddened.
I will say, so we went to our usual bar, which is also a restaurant. But it's
609 was great. It was great. Yeah.
And so we went there, and I also do have to disclaimer that it was not necessarily my normal party group of friends either. So like it was still a good party group, but it wasn't like the normal like.
Oh, if the normal crew had been there, I'm sure it would have gotten ridiculous.
Yeah. So
the B crew.
Not saying that the group we were with does not also get wild.
Did you call them the B crew?
No, they're not the B crew. They're like
I didn't have my usual
A.2.
There were bits and pieces of the A group there, but anyway,
the fingernail clippings of the main friend group,
pretty much. That sounds bad. They're not fingernail clippings. I'm sorry, friends. You're not fingernail clippings.
Is that a saying?
I don't know.
I love it. I love it.
But then we went to what I would consider probably one of the only other main bars in Joplin. It's kind of divey, but it's more of like that's where you're going to find a lot of the like more like college age and older, like, the bar. And usually a lot of times you go in there and it is like packed and you can't even get a drink, like all that stuff. We went in there and it was pretty dead. Now, granted, it was 11:30, probably 11:45 ish when we went in there.
Did you guys get a drink there? Did you have a drink there?
Uh-huh.
It was good.
Like, how many drinks did you have?
3.
That's what I told him he could have. I feel like he's lying. I said, I'm not dealing with your hungover ass on Sunday, and you're going live whether you want to or not. So I advise you not to drink more than 3 drinks. And that's what I said. And he just looked at me. I was like, I'm not trying to be controlling or anything like that, but I don't have time for that.
And that's what he had, 3 drinks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we go there, and it
Moment of truth.
Pretty dead.
Do you want to lie to my face, or do you want to tell me the truth?
So here is the method.
And that's a wrap for episode 11 of Thunder and Spark.
At 6:09, I kept my first glass. And then just
limes. I forgot about the limes.
Poured back into it. So really, at 6:09,
what did you pour back into it?
More drinks. But I only ever had that one at 6:09. I just poured other stuff into it, but technically, that was just one.
At one point, he asked for extra limes with his drink, and so they bring him the drink, and it has like 3 lime wedges on this drink. So when he gets And he pours it into the other one. The glass was full of limes. It looked like he was drinking a lime.
He's having a limeade.
It was seriously like there were so many limes.
So many limes, so many extra. So every time, and I did have 3 there. But because each one of them had 3 limes, it looked like I had 27 gin and tonics because I had 1 glass with all of my limes in it because I wanted all the limes.
It was literally filled. The glass was filled.
How many limes did you have?
There were 9 in there because it was 3 limes per the 3 drinks.
3.
So you had 3 drinks at each place.
No, I didn't have 3 drinks at the second place.
One had maybe. 4. No, I'm just kidding.
12. 12. No, I think we only had 1 drink at the other place.
I've lost interest.
But anyway, so the second bar we went to was kind of.
If
it was not very busy. If it was more crowded, it probably would have been a little bit more fun. There's karaoke going on, very bad karaoke going on.
That's always the best.
And he was like, "This is the bar scene in Joplin now," and I'm like,
you know,
sad.
It used to be fun.
It's not great.
Well, and it was what used to be Champs. So I have like my experience, a mental picture of Champs, and this was very much not it.
Hey, you know what? I did see you there when I was like 21, I think. My 21st birthday, I saw you at Champs.
That was the spot.
Yeah. But I remember it was like that weekend for my birthday. I remember seeing you out there because I remember talking to you. I don't remember much of what we talked about or how you acted drunkly.
They had bottomless cup nights at Champs. So yeah, nobody remembers much.
Yeah, it was. So, and there was another bar we probably could have gone. There was one on the corner we could have gone to, but I hate that place. There's one other bar. If we would have started a little earlier in the night, maybe. In
all seriousness, I am really glad that you guys got to go out and do that.
It was fun.
I was, like I said, asleep by 10:30. No cares in the world.
She messaged me and she's like, "I'm trying to stay up so I can come pick you up, baby." And I'm like, "I will Uber. You're fine. You were released from your."
My body was like this after you said that.
It was fine.
I was like, I'm going to sit down on the couch and wait and like see if they need rides or something like that. And then I sat down and we had been at Silver Dollar City all day. And so my body was just fucking exhausted.
I'm done.
And as soon as I sat down, I was like, I don't know. Get back. The only ways that I'm getting up is to get in bed. And then I messaged him that. And then he was like, "You're off the hook." And I was like, "Oh my God."
He made it though. He survived and nothing was crazy. He wasn't hungover the next day.
I don't think I would have survived.
Good.
I was the first one.
You would have survived. That would have been a good night for you, Kadin, to go out because it was a very like chill.
Maybe.
Like it wasn't like, we had some apps and we had some drinks and
some apps.
Yeah, I had some apps.
Like Angry Birds.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, we had some.
My Uber took a lot longer to get there and get me home than Dusty's did.
Yeah, you told me about that. It was like an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
For a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, when the Uber guy picked it up, he was like 20. He was in Web City and then like was on a ride. And
why did he pick it up from so far away?
Because I don't know.
Yeah, why did he accept it if he's already on a ride? I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and it was funny because it was the same Uber driver who actually dropped me off at 609. Which is funny, but
I imagine that's a really funny experience. Okay, if you're watching and you're an Uber driver, like it's got to be fun to see the before and after from dropping people off at the bar and then picking them up.
Yeah, and I talked to the guy. I talked to the guy the entire way home too. Because I'm like, I know, but
Chatty Cathy.
I know, but sometimes the Uber drivers are like not quiet. Talk to. Sometimes that's nice, but then sometimes like I feel awkward when I'm just like sitting in the back seat and it's really quiet, and I'm like, I feel like I should talk to them.
You're just like, you just start humming. You're like, I'm just feeling.
And then I learn all about the people. And then I learn all about them. Like this guy lived in Pineville and like comes up there, drives Ubers. He used to be a FedEx driver and he remembered, I was like, "Oh, if you're a FedEx driver," he's like, "Oh, I know this area we're at." And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, if you're a FedEx driver, you have been to our house in that area, like FedEx, Prime, UPS, like it's a terminal at that house." And he goes, "Are you the house with the doormat that says the Chiefs are on? Let yourself in?" I said, "Yep, that's us." He was like, "Okay, I know exactly where I'm going."
That's awesome.
I was like, "This is so funny."
Yeah,
I learned all about the guy. And then he was like, "Also, I learned that Uber really screws the drivers now."
Oh no!
Like. The Uber ride from the bar to my house was $53.
That's crazy.
He will get maybe $20 of that.
Wow.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Not even 50%?
No. Because he was like, and it also doesn't show them how much Uber is charging for the ride, so they don't know. And so he's like, do you mind if I ask how much it is? And I'm like, well, it's $53, which usually it's about 40-ish. But like, depending on the time, they'll put surge pricing and bump it up. Yeah. And so he was like, yeah, I'll get like $20 out of that.
That sucks.
I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, so that's why people like, it's not even necessarily worth it anymore to take longer rides. We can do more short rides and make more by doing that, which is a problem. That's why sometimes I'll have to wait forever. It'll take for a lot. I'll have to do that Uber several times to try to get a driver to go out there.
Right.
Now, I usually have a lady that I just text, and she's an Uber driver, but I have her number and I pay her cash, and I text her and she comes and gets me. But she was on a ride too, and I didn't want to wait.
You're on the VIP list.
Uber. It would have been cheaper. I give her $40 cash.
They probably make all their money from tips.
I have to know if this was the person who worked with my mom, because she was working with my mom and then she started Ubering like weeknights. That was the lady.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah. And so she ended up, she was older, and she ended up getting regulars. And so she does like Uber, but then she also has her regulars. And so I'm wondering if it was.
So she stopped working at the.
She stopped working because she made so much more money.
Oral surgeon's
Ubering
office
here.
because she made more money.
She didn't work at an oral surgeon.
Huh.
Oh, this was like probably like 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
But she's super sweet. I text. She's like pretty much anytime. She'll come get me anywhere, anytime. Like, because she also lives in Carthage, so that helps. So a lot of times I'm her last ride of the night. A lot of times, like whenever I'm ready to go, she's ready to go.
Having, I think she should really lean into like the whole grandma theme and have like fresh baked cookies in
Like a doily
Those
in the backseat.
those small circle yellow things.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
small circle yellow thing.
The candy.
The butterscotch?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Butterscotch.
And she's super. She's so nice, and she'll chat your ear
What
off.
grandma is roofieing you? What is
God, butterscotch candies are so
Yeah.
good. They're like addictive.
Werther's?
I
Werther's are
love
really-
Werther's?
Werther's aren't the same as butterscotch.
What are Werther's?
Oh, it's like
Caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah, hard
You say
caramel.
caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel.
Depends on how bougie we're trying.
If I'm
to
I do
I like
caramel
the
sauce or
I like
caramel
those.
candies.
Yeah. Oh, they're good.
I know
I use them
those are.
both. I like to show equal
You know what I like?
to caramel and caramel.
Fig Newtons.
I used to love those
Just because
pre-COVID.
there's been a lot of debate going on online right now over whether Fig Newtons are good or not, or whether they're a cookie or not, because like
It's not a cookie. It's fruit and cake.
they were the most popular cookie in the early 1900s for like
Really?
a while, and then now people are dogging on them.
Fun
But
fact.
I love me some Fig Newtons.
I used to love
do
Fig
love Fig
Newtons.
Newtons.
Especially, but whenever you open the package and they were like kind of crumbly and you're like,
Yeah, they have to
and
be.
then you open them and they're like soft.
Yeah.
Those were the
they can't be
absolute best.
dry.
This Fig Newton sticker is very inconvenient and dangerous, but I do love Fig Newtons.
I'll tell you what.
What is that from?
Ricky Bobby.
Oh,
Sound like Eugene from The Walking Dead.
That's probably who his character was modeled after.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so into The Walking Dead right now.
Me too.
I watched it all day yesterday.
Okay.
the first 3 seasons are amazing.
Good segue.
Oh, no. I'm on season 6, and it's still good.
Season 6 is
Good
fantastic.
segue to shows. Okay. So there are a lot of shows that just came out or are coming out.
Right.
And movies too, but let's focus on shows here for a second.
Okay.
I know one for you is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Season
yes.
3 coming out, right?
Yes, and I
Team-
also thought that Stranger Things was coming out at the same time, and I thought I was going to be
Dude.
like have so much shows going on that I wouldn't know what to do with.
We're
the
almost
time.
there. Almost to Stranger
But
Things.
there is no Stranger Things release date in July, right?
No.
Stranger Things is like GTA 6ing us right now.
GTA 6 just moved back to May.
Again.
Yeah.
This is absurd.
It
This is
is.
absurd, and I feel like I've been.
They're supposed to
ghosted
announce
by a
the
show?
release date at the end of this month.
For
May.
I'll
Stranger
believe it
Things.
when I see it.
Yes, for Stranger Things.
Yeah. We'll believe it.
Supposedly.
We're from Missouri.
We're going to need to
This
do a
is the
time
show.
jump
They
because
announced,
they're all like 30 now.
They announced a release date for the release date. So
Well, that's handy.
That's
What is so? Love Island USA is coming out
Right.
this summer.
I don't know how I feel.
Another one of those. Yeah, I know.
It's hard to love, but also the people that were on the previous season of Love Island are going to get their like little spinoff show.
True.
So it's going to be
I,
nice
I
to
would
see.
rather watch
have-
that than I am more likely to watch that than I am to watch another season of Love Island.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Liv,
was
Liv and
scared
Kayla are beefing.
Oh, are they really? I
They
wondered
are.
what was going on because the
People over what? What happened?
I don't know.
I haven't
We'll have to
seen
watch
this.
and find out.
They're beefing on the show.
Yeah, they unfollowed each other.
That's big.
And also, she was like, I don't know if there's
They're
like,
like,
I don't
they're
know.
like soulmate best
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, I don't know.
they like go everywhere together and do
What
all these
happened?
things. So.
It might just be promo for the show, but we'll
Could be.
have to find out.
era.
Okay, a couple that are already
And
out.
Aaron and Kayla are going to be there too.
The new season of You is out, and the new season of Handmaid's Tale is out.
Never
Both of those
watched
are shows that we have watched before, but we're not we haven't touched the new seasons of them.
Right.
Right.
What's the last season of you guys watched? You.
3.
You.
3? Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
we only
you
made it
showed that.
halfway through 3.
Yeah.
So after
Never watched it.
Love went a little cray-cray.
I get a little.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just lost
further
interest.
than what she had already been. But
What about Handmaid's Tale? I don't
Never
know,
seen
kind of
that.
fell
Never
off the
seen
map
that
for
one
us.
either.
I've seen some talk about it.
we watched it up until she got to Canada.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah. The first season.
pretty
It's
wild.
about the
Second season.
tale
Of a handmaid.
of a handmaid.
I see.
And
Just a hand model in the 80s.
Praise be.
she
Under his eye.
was a hand model as well.
Oh, really?
And she's an old lady and sitting in the rocking chair on the front porch of the house, and she's telling her grandchildren the tales of when she was a hand model / handmaid.
And then
Oh.
met her hand twin, which was
What an
which is a big
accurate
advantage.
I think I saw.
description.
I think I.
And
This hand is your hand.
think
Oh,
I've seen
wait,
that
it's
movie.
my hand.
yes, and she tells the tale of how she created that song.
Percy Jackson.
Joey Tribbiani.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
The next season is coming out. I think we'll
Is it?
probably watch the.
Is it
the new
coming out
season
soon?
Yeah, I think it's coming out in the summer, or maybe later this year.
Oh, man.
But
I've
Percy Jackson.
That was
We'll
pretty
probably
good.
watch that.
never seen any of
pretty
these
good.
shows.
they're good.
Righteous
I don't know what you're doing
Gemstones
with
has
your
been
life.
coming out. The Righteous Gemstones.
The last episode was the other night, right?
Yeah, I think the last
I
episode
think it was
just came
last
out.
night. I got to watch it. I was
haven't
caught
gotten
up
into
until
that
that. If there's a show to watch, that's it. You guys will love
Uncle
it.
Baby Billy's
You'll
Bible
laugh
Bonkers.
so hard at it. Like you're gonna cackle. Why don't you want to watch it?
Uncle
I don't
Baby
know.
Billy.
It doesn't appeal to me, and I can't say why. I think it's the cover. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's something I look
Never
at
judge
it,
a
and my
cover by
brain
its
is
cover?
like, no. I don't know why.
Cackle.
I'm sure that I would,
Hey,
but I have
You
to.
cannot judge a book by its cover. You cannot judge a show by the image that Max chooses to use.
But
But I absolutely
I think
do.
I'm
but
also,
we do. Yeah,
I'm
we
also
absolutely
offended
do.
that somebody is like watching it on our account, and we don't know who that person is.
Somebody's watching it?
But it keeps showing up in the recently watched on our home TV, and we're like, we're not
Oh,
watching
it's
it.
not me.
No, because you have your own
Yeah.
Max account.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I'm so like put off by it, because somebody
Who
else is
snuck into our
watching.
house and watched the Righteous
that's
Gemstones
not
for 5
even-
minutes and
It's
then
your
turned it
dad.
off?
a good enough reason.
It's your dad. He's sitting at home alone. He's like, I'm gonna watch that Righteous Gemstone.
Uncle Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers.
I'll say that to him and see if he perks up. I'll be
Okay.
like, oh, we know it's you.
Yeah.
We
I don't
know
think it
it's
would
you.
be
What do you
on
know about Uncle
TV,
Baby
though.
Billy's Bible Bonkers?
I wouldn't think so either.
Are you watching it?
It's Baby Billy. It's Baby Billy.
I started watching Arcane,
Which is a
League of
phenomenal
Legends,
show.
because I stumbled upon the soundtrack, and the soundtrack was really damn good. The soundtrack was for season 2, so I started watching season 1. It's animated, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
It's
it's a Misha,
so
not
good.
something that you would enjoy. But speaking of cackling, we had something happen the other night that was cackle worthy and was hilarious. I really wanted to tell the story last night on the stream, but
there
we
was a lot
waited.
you guys were talking about it and talking about how funny it was, and then you didn't tell the story.
Okay,
I think-
so here's
I
how
think
it
it might have been
started.
so funny because we were elevated,
We
but I'm
were
not sure.
Extremely elevated. Ava had her, like 3 of her friends staying the night. They finally celebrated her birthday. It was Friday night. And we laughed so hard that they had to have been concerned for our safety and health. Like,
Were you
We
like
left-
full on cackling? Like,
Where you can't breathe. Yeah, and you like feel like you're like, I might die, but it's totally worth it. That's the kind of laughing that was happening.
we were crying, just laughing so hard. And I don't know what led to this point, but before we dive into this, the question we have for you
gummies.
is,
That's what led to that point.
how far into a relationship do you wait before you tell your partner you either A, have to fart, or B, have to poop? Like,
the timeline?
How long into a relationship do you wait before you're like, I'm sorry, I have to poop?
This is the first 30 minutes that determines if the relationship continues or not.
The first 30 minutes.
Wow.
First date.
That's
Trial by fire.
Like,
I'm gonna
first
take a
date.
shit.
Like,
I'll
you're
be
on the
right
first
back.
date, and you'll be like, listen, I gotta go blow up this bathroom real quick to make room for this dinner we're about to have on our first date. I'll be right back.
I'm surprised Dustin didn't say that to me. Now knowing what I know.
I held on my poop for 6 months. Okay, so here was the funny part. I don't know how we got into I would love for you to answer that question. Like, how long do you think? And then here's where our story
Or maybe
begins.
I know there's some people in relationships that never speak about it. To them,
Yeah.
poop does not
That's
exist.
Like
True.
my parents
The
have been
poopless
married
ones.
for a long ass time, and I mean, they're like
They're poopless
going on
ones.
50 years, and
They've never pooped.
Yeah,
50 years.
They just don't poop. Poop does not exist in them.
So wait, what's the answer to this question?
What is your answer? You've been in a relationship for
I'm
6
the
months.
newest in the relationship world in this room.
Okay, so when did?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. You're 6
Still-
months.
That's what I'm wondering.
And you still
Are you at at what point do you just be like, and do you have a conversation before you fart?
I think
or
you
do
just
you
drop
just
it on 'em.
fart and then you're like, like,
Well, you all know.
or
What
is
that's
it
the
like,
way.
he farted in front of me on like the second date, and it was accidental, and we didn't speak of it. We just moved past it.
You didn't speak of it?
No, I didn't acknowledge it, and he didn't acknowledge it.
I'm surprised you didn't acknowledge it.
that's true.
I was trying to behave.
He was trying to be impressed.
I
I think he
guess
was
that's-
still trying to impress me in that zone.
Okay,
In
so
the farting
so
zone.
we're laying in bed. We just watched a show or something, and I don't know what led to this, but Candy Thunder goes, I remember the first time you told me you had to poop. It was at Thanksgiving. I was like, what the?
I can see her very matter of factly stating
Yes.
this, like as she has a declaration.
I started laughing my absolute ass off because I'm like, hold up, like how is
No,
this something that you remember?
I
first of all?
said, I still remember, we were talking about something. I don't know what it was, but I said, I still remember the first time you told me that you were going to poop. And it might have been like stomach issues or something. I don't know. And you were like, what? And I was like, I don't know. We were prepping for Thanksgiving. It was the day before Thanksgiving in 2013.
Wow.
And you were like, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go up into Kadin's room. And I was like, because you didn't want to be on the same level as me pooping. And I was
Needed a
like,
separate
I was
bathroom.
just going to randomly walk into the bathroom in your bedroom.
No. Listen, like you say that now, but then all I remember is like when we lived in the smaller house, like you standing outside the bathroom door giggling as I was pooping. So yes,
That was
I had
you
reason.
No, you didn't have that reason 2
Not
months
yet.
into our relationship.
No, not yet. But
Poop
you're
trauma.
like, what am I gonna do? Like, go walk in there? No, you're gonna stand outside the door and giggle at me because
If I hear poop hit the water, I'm giggling. I don't care who you are.
That's when
if
you-
I hear it, I'm giggling because it's fucking funny,
just
and
gotta-
I don't know why.
Gonna make the most outlandish noises in there is absolutely possible.
yeah,
It's like so taboo that I'm like,
Like that.
Why is it such a thing though? Because everybody poops.
Not the poopless ones.
even when our kids go to the bathroom, I'm like, it just hit the water. It just makes me laugh.
Navy's got it down to a science. She'll be like, oh, I gotta poop, and then 20 seconds later, she's like, I'm done. I'm like, holy shit! And she's just like,
She waits
releases
until it
all
is
at
ready to
once.
go.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what you're supposed to
The
do.
healthiest image of a poop family that I have in my head is like you have a board on the fridge for your family, and everybody has like a magnetic thing that you can move up or down in the list, and whoever. I don't know.
It's like a contest?
I don't know the logistics, but I know that somebody wins.
There's got to be photo evidence.
How do you win?
Biggest?
The poop. That's up to
You've
your
been
family.
spending too much time on poop Reddit.
Oh my!
Okay, so we progressed in this conversation, laughing
Okay.
our ass off. Then
She has every detail.
So yeah, I tell him like we were making our stuff to bring to Thanksgiving dinner. You tell me you have to poop, and I'm like, he's like, why do you remember this? How? And I'm like, I don't know. I just remember things that happen around like certain events. I remember the small details.
and then
I said, I remember the first time. We talked about the first time that I farted in front of you? I was like, it was a year into our relationship, because then we started talking about timelines, like how
Yes,
quickly you do that.
timelines.
Yeah.
And then we progressed to the point where we've acknowledged that Candy Thunder still hasn't said she has to poop. She just says, I have to go to the bathroom. But the difference between the I have to go to the bathroom pee and I have to go to the bathroom poop is that she says the poop one with a stern face. So it's not I have to go to the bathroom.
It's
I have to go to the bathroom.
there's equal parts of stern, worry, and like.
And also, I will close 3 doors in between me and him if I have to go to the
Yes.
bathroom, and I don't want anyone preaching me.
If I breach one containment area and like she hears that door open, it's just like, hey, someone's in here. Someone's in here. I'm like, oh god. That's why she has the multiple breaches set up there. That way she knows
It's like
if you breach
freaking-
one, and she can be like, I'm
It's
gonna
like a-
stop this shit before you open the actual door.
It's like a government fallout shelter where the sensors get tripped for each vault closing.
Yes.
like you just see.
But the worst part is that one of them's a barn door, and like the dogs have to be in the bedroom with me. They can't be outside the door, or else they'll make him miserable because Oliver will just sit there and cry. And so
My mom's in there pooping and I'm not watching.
they don't come into the bathroom with me, but sometimes they're like, wait, I need to make sure you're still in there. And so they'll open the door, so then he'll breach the first
Siren
one. And I'm
goes
like,
off and
I'm like,
it's
the other door's already open, and I feel so exposed. I've had nightmares about people watching me go to the bathroom. I don't know why. I never met them.
Be like, we've got a 3-door failure here, people. We've got a 3-door failure. Alarms are going off. Sirens or lights are flashing.
You shouldn't. The relief I feel when the moment hits and no one's home, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Be like, I don't have to go through all the protocols.
If it's not him, it's Ava, and then I'm like, please leave. Or Navy, and she's like,
to go to the bathroom.
Are you going to the bathroom?
Doesn't respect that 3 doors down policy at all.
No.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna create a Google automation that plays 3 doors down every time you go to the bathroom.
I love 3 doors down.
Boom, 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 ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
Speaking of
ding.
3 doors down,
Just need a sensor on the door that like goes off
Yes.
every time one's open.
We can do it.
Be like, breach. Be like, funny because that's the same thing that's happening in the bathroom.
A breach.
You trigger it by saying, "I have to go to the bathroom with a stern face." That's how you start to
Just
get
lock
automation.
down and doors just start closing, and it's like one of those old school ones with the things across the door, like the
Oh my God.
the Hogwarts door, when
Yeah.
they do it,
Yes.
like all the locks like go in it and everything's spinning around, and like
I wouldn't mind that. Now whenever he said that, we talked about you coming through the door, and I was like, I don't know, like I just get like this like freaked out moment. I don't know why. I feel vulnerable. I feel like a dog in the yard, and I'm like looking back over my shoulder to make sure nothing's going on.
It's going to scare your poop, and you're going to groundhog and stink it up for no reason.
so. The moral of all of this story is: so what's the time?
Look at that! You scared Coach's poop.
It took
What's
me.
the how many months?
We moved in together.
So you were living together before
Yes.
you pooped,
And so
and
really,
farted, or no?
I would go
Openly.
it was about a year before that like was even talked about, and then it was still like 2 doors
You
between.
lived together for a year before you openly farted? Or?
No, we were together for a year.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on. Openly farted or pooped or both?
Well, not openly pooped.
Not openly.
That does not happen.
Not yet.
Well, come here and watch, baby. I'm levitating.
That's not a thing.
I'll do
I
this
don't
one
allow
backwards.
people- I don't even want my kids in there.
Oh, that one hit the seat on the way down. I got a Greg Louganis situation going on here.
I need backup.
Because whenever in my bingo card for 2025, we're going to talk about my bathroom habits on a podcast.
Hey,
But you know what? Everybody shits. I don't care.
you told me to save
you're-
this topic for Thunder and Spark. So
I
that's how we
understand because I knew it would be hilarious. And you know what?
Currently, I go down to the other bathroom at the other end of the house if I have to poop.
Yes, obviously. You're 6 months in.
Yeah.
Respect the boundary.
And I don't say I'm going to poop. Like
Yeah.
You say I'm going to the bathroom with a stern
sometimes
face.
it's just
It's
like I'll
time.
be right back.
I'll be right back.
Sometimes it's just like I'll be right back.
In the
Or
beginning
I'll just
of the-
or I'll just go. Like I'll just leave.
Just stand up and walk away.
in the beginning of the relationship.
I'll just walk out of the room and be like, "Oh, somebody's called." What? And I just like go over there, and then it's like you go down to the bathroom down the hall, and you just take care of business.
When you
But speaking of that, in the beginning of the relationship, if I had to like fart or something, I would be like, I gotta go get something out of my car. He's like,
Go
she goes to her
outside?
car a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Go in the other room.
gotta go get my inhaler out of the
Oh,
car.
I had to get something out of the kitchen. I gotta get something out of the kitchen, or I gotta go here.
I think something's wrong with your inhaler.
Oh, that's I hear a noise. I'll be right back.
It's not
can
an
just-
inhaler. That's a duck call.
Move a door slightly every time, so it's like the door creaking.
Yeah.
And the one time you do it and it doesn't.
You got to
You're like,
cough.
oh, that's weird.
That's like
Cough while you do it.
Yes.
No,
the
that
episode of
doesn't
How I Met
work.
Your Mother.
Coughing doesn't work?
No,
It doesn't?
no.
All right, Caden, what's your contribution to the topic?
I just do it.
Well, from the very beginning?
No.
You're like day one?
Well, you got to set an early precedent, you know. First, you just do it. You just got to go for it. Like drop it on the table. It is what it is. Not
I
that.
think-
not that.
I
not
don't
that.
think-
But the cards. Drop the
I
cards
think
on the
pooping
table.
on the table would cause a
I feel
problem.
like that might be inappropriate.
To each their own. But I mean,
We have a poop table.
Well, usually, but sometimes I'm not. It wasn't graphic at first. It was just like it's time, and then you go.
You just randomly, in the middle of watching a show with her, and you're
You
like,
just stand up and go, it is time.
it's time.
Of course not. I don't look at her. I
Do
just
you
say
say,
it.
do you say that with a stern face?
Well, of course. I can't laugh. It's not a silly thing. I can be real serious in there sometimes.
It's time.
Over time, she's learned
Stands
to
up
do the
and
same.
walks away.
I'm gonna adopt that saying.
It's time.
instead of I have to go to the bathroom, it's time.
We ride at dawn.
But I'm gonna say it like the Lion King when they tell Simba.
Like, do I need to grab the go bag? Like, are we going?
It is time.
It's happening.
There's a go bag by the couch and it's just wipes and extra toilet paper.
the only
and
thing is
a magazine. Like,
It's
Phone charger.
separate bathrooms that are.
Oh, you have a his and hers.
Well, we have.
for pooping.
Yes.
You have a hers privately, and then you have the guest one, right?
No, I actually have the main one, but I had the guest one, but she decided she liked that one more a few months ago, so now she has the guest one.
Okay, so now you have a private one.
Right? Yeah. Now we both do because we don't have any guests.
I feel like she might like that one because if you guys are like in the bedroom and she has to go, she has to go to the.
That's why, because she works early in the morning, so she can shower and get ready without me waking up.
And shit.
Right. Yes. Also that.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
It's
Obviously.
So yeah, we have the reverse kind of thing where if Candy Thunder needs to use the bathroom, I just get kicked out of the room.
Or
Well,
if
you have to
the
go
other-
behind the 3 doors.
I'll go to the other
Three
bathroom.
doors down.
you could always.
If I go crazy, then will you still call
you
me
have-
Pooper Man?
You could have two toilets facing each other, like a couple suite.
Yeah.
They have that. We've been looking at
sounds like a
houses here and there, and we looked at
nightmare
one.
fuel.
We looked at a house and it had a toilet and another toilet right next to it.
Is it a bidet?
No, it was just two toilets.
Wait, right next to it or facing it?
Like so here, my
This
chair
saved a marriage.
My
Those two
chair right
toilets
here
saved that f***ing marriage. I will
100%,
die on that.
because they shit together.
Because he was f***ing up one toilet and she was getting pissed, so she installed her own toilet and she said, "You don't get to use my
If
toilet."
it's right next to that
don't
one,
use
then
it
she's
on the
got to
same-
sit on the clean one and stare at the dirty one?
Well, I pictured it as them just both holding hands while they're doing it. Like
You're
when
so in
it's time,
sync that you poop together.
you know, when it's time.
Yeah.
Just
It is time.
It's time.
Okay.
You're
here's
right.
the
take
next
hands
question
and just
now.
walk into the bathroom.
Do you
Take my
have
hand.
you guys?
It's time.
I think so. Have you pooped with the other person in the room?
No.
Yes.
I don't know. Not
How
that
do
I
you not know?
Okay. What about
Over
like? if
I would rather
somebody's-
die than have somebody in there while I'm pooping.
Caden's like, not on purpose.
I think
just shit the bed.
Caden's answer is clearly yes because
No, I don't think so. No. Well, no. If
I'm alarmed that you don't know.
when it's time, it's time. I think if you know, you know. When it's time, it's time.
Yeah. So sometimes it's time while you're laying in bed. And
Or when the other person's
No.
taking it, you never like had to use the restroom, but the other person's showering.
Okay, that was
That's-
the question.
that's how he's been in the
during
bathroom.
That's what
shower.
I'm at. That's the,
And
Like
they
if
get
somebody's showering and then somebody else, but do you just pee or do you like if you pooped while somebody else is in the shower?
I've never pooped while
He's-
someone else is in the
I've-
shower.
he has
pooped.
done that,
Yeah.
but that's because our guest bathroom is next to Navy's room, and so he
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
want to wake her
to
up.
wake her up,
Yeah.
or but then I just we have like a little partition wall there. So,
Yeah.
so if you're just normally sitting on the toilet, you can't see the person that's in the shower.
Whoa.
Now, if I lean forward, then I can see her, and then I'm like, hey, look directly at me.
hey,
Eye contact.
I want to tell me.
I don't care. Like I give zero shits, pun intended. If you go to the bathroom while I'm in there, like it does not bother me. I don't care. I don't think anything different about you. But I feel like if I went to the bathroom and you were in there, my whole world would crumble. And I don't know why.
understand.
This is a deep rooted
These are
insecurity.
all
My life is founded on this insecurity. I don't know why.
Navy likes to be in there while I'm pooping, and she likes to like judge my facial reactions. Too. Like if it's a struggle bus one, she's like, "Oh,
That is what it I have nightmares about this. Like people watching me go to the bathroom, and I'm not exaggerating. It's a
seeing your
fear.
grunt face and being like,
I don't want anyone seeing anything about me in that moment. It is a vulnerable dog in the yard over the shoulder moment. I don't want anyone privy to that. Unless you lived inside my body, you don't get to come in there. That's my line.
Wow.
Yes.
it's like the tagline for an incest organization."
What?
Targaryens.
Yeah, it's a turkey.
They they're my children.
Yeah, say it again.
So
They
listen,
came out.
So viewers, we want to know how long before you poop and fart in front of your significant other.
Yeah.
And then have you pooped, or does your partner poop while someone like you're in the room?
When it's time, it's time.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Also,
so what's
there's
your timeline?
no shame.
Never.
Like, we know that everybody watching this poops.
Well,
Mostly.
we don't know that.
You poop. In some form or fashion, your body excretes waste.
We might be watching them poop right now.
They
Are you
might be watching.
on the toilet?
You guys could be watching us. Listen, if you're pooping right now and watching this, you can do this. Don't push too hard. Like, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Don't get a Hemi.
Yeah, don't.
That's how you
don't
become
want one of
inside out, boys.
those. You don't want one of those. Like, just take your time and listen. If you're watching us and you're on the shitter and your legs are falling asleep, it's probably time to get up. Like, it's probably time to go.
That's the sign.
You speak from experience.
Quit hiding from whatever you're hiding in the bathroom from that your legs are falling asleep, and go back.
When I was really young,
Wrap it up.
I sat on the toilet like a bird with my legs up like a perch. So I am not kidding.
Wait a second.
I'm not kidding at all.
Why?
I'm not.
Wait, you're not talking like squatty potty, like when you put the stool.
No.
Standing on the toilet.
I mean.
You were a pterodactyl.
When I was younger, yes, like legs up on the toilet, like perched, like a bird.
So, like, standing on the toilet.
Yes,
Perched over.
but squatted. But
You
like
shit like a vulture?
yes, I did when I was younger because I read that it helps with the movement.
Yeah, it's a squatty potty.
That's why you have the squatty potty.
But a built-in one squatty potty. I can squat on the
Have
potty.
you done that?
I have not done that in 10 years.
10.
Wow.
No, more than 10 years.
12.
No, that was a rough estimate. I did that when I was young. I only vulture shit when I was younger. No, it's been a while. I've been out of the game for a while.
Only vulture.
I just bring it up because I'm wondering,
Is anybody else out there vulture shit?
Yeah.
it's a premium method.
I think you might be alone in that one.
I don't know, but it worked well.
I saw a dog walk up the steps to a toilet, and they had a grate across it, and he got onto it, I don't know, and squatted down and just peed in the toilet, and then waited for like the drip, and then went back down the steps.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I was like, wow.
What just happened?
I was like, my dogs are stupid.
Yes, they are. They definitely are.
If I showed that to my dogs, they would be like,
Vulture shitting.
Yeah, vulture shitting.
Try it.
Hey, speaking of
knock it till you
Nickelback,
try it.
Speaking of Nickelback, so
I'm offended.
Katie Thunder comes in the office this morning and is like, "Why do people hate Nickelback?"
What the is wrong with Nickelback? Why did they get this rap that they're just awful? I don't understand it.
So for me,
Where did it originate? That's what I want to
For
know.
me, it happened like way back in the day. Whenever I was a metalhead and going to Deftones shows and like Mudvayne and
Is it because they were mainstream?
Nickelback was like
I don't understand.
the popped collar frat boy douchebag band. So I mean, for a metalhead, at least they were always just
Because that means they were
always
mainstream,
a
right?
sellout, commercialized, just like watered down bullshit kind of thing.
You're
Wouldn't
right
you
over there,
do
Caden.
that? Wouldn't you do that?
Caden's dying at this right
Wouldn't
now.
you want the
I don't
money?
even know what's happening.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Like if I was
Why are you
Nickelback and this
laughing
was
uncontrollably?
presented to me, I'd be like, yeah, sign me up. Like I want to be a star. I want to be a rock star.
Yeah,
Caden is.
he's going through it over there.
Is it the Vulture shit or Nickelback?
Nickelback.
What's wrong with Nickelback?
I don't know.
He's going through it, man. He's going through it. So
Is that the way you listen to when you poop?
It helps.
it was the same thing that happened with Limp Bizkit that started out cool, and then everybody saw them as sellout douchebags. So they became just like hated by the rock community, right? But like commercially,
Is there heavy metal and rock? Are those the same thing? Or are those
no,
different?
those are different things. But there's but heavy metal, I think they're different.
Hold on, there are tears rolling down his face. He's laughing.
I don't know what my reaction was to that, but it was really funny.
So
I really liked Three Doors Down. You said that earlier, but I really loved Three
We
Doors
know
Down.
you like Three Doors.
I've seen them live.
That's why Three Doors to Poop. But why? So I didn't hate Nickelback, and I didn't know that people hated Nickelback. And then I graduated high school, and I was like, everyone was like, Nickelback.
Yeah, everyone hated them.
I don't get it
I'll have the
either.
quesadilla.
I think it's just been like the musical totem of like douchebags. I mean, Creed was right there with them for a while too.
Everyone loves Creed.
Can you take me higher?
Was that one of the? Wasn't somebody singing that at karaoke? I feel
Yep.
like they were.
It sure
we
were.
we were singing along.
I don't think Creed was on my like want to listen to this, but
even after getting through like my metal phase, I still don't listen to Nickelback. But like Limp Bizkit, I'm like, oh, there are a few of their songs that like I will jam to now. And that
I like Limp
that are a
Bizkit.
vibe. Yeah. I don't view them as like huge douchebags anymore. I think it was just a timing genre kind of thing.
they got rejected from like the metal rock people.
Yeah.
And then so
Now-
they had to be like pop now.
it have
My
to be-
parents.
They're like, it's like the fucking Trolls. Like that's what I
Yeah.
thought of when I'm like, why people
this
hate
was-
Nickelback.
This was before
It's like Trolls World
MySpace. This
Tour.
was before like the internet had a big influence on things. This was just like community influence, right?
MTV influence.
Sure.
It's crazy that was a time.
I feel like
Sure was.
I just mean like I've grown up in the world of like everybody has access to everything. Everybody's opinion is public facing, and it's kind of like the way that music is perceived depends on the masses. So like
Yeah.
I can't even go into an album without any like, even if I try and completely stay off the internet, I'm going to hear something about something that's going to make me think a certain way about an album
there
before
was
I ever get to listen
nothing
to
about
it.
that. You would go to like Sam Goody, the music store, and you would look at the new releases, and like maybe you talk to some people there that knew.
I
about
almost
it,
wish that
but
it was like that.
I
So.
do too.
It was wild. And now I have this curiosity though. Let's do this. Why do people hate Nickelback? People have a lot of strong opinions about Nickelback, and the reasons for disliking them are varied and have evolved over time. Here are some of the common criticisms: musical style and sound, perceived genericism, and formulaic songwriting. Many critics and listeners find their music predictable, lacking in originality, and adhering to a formula for radio-friendly rock.
Look at
So,
this photo.
total watered-down sellout, basically. Some argue that their songs sound very similar to each other.
They do.
Butt Rock
But a lot of people-
Association. They often get lumped into the butt rock category, a somewhat derogatory term for post-grunge bands that are seen as commercially successful but lacking in artistic depth or edge. This label often implies to a focus on simplistic themes and more mainstream, less challenging sound. Overexposure. For a period in the early to mid 2000s,
there you go.
Nickelback songs were heavily played on the radio, leading to listener fatigue and resentment.
I would say that's the main culprit would be overexposure.
Yep. It's image and authenticity, the bandwagon effect, commercial success. So yeah,
I think
it's a lot of that.
I know everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's crazy that like individually, like we get to decide what sounds good to our ears. Like we get to decide what we want to listen to. And I do think we have more of that now with the amount of music on like YouTube Music or Apple Music or Spotify. Like we get to decide without having to spend money on a specific CD or album or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think
I haven't bought music in years.
I mean, but you buy it
Music
every month.
subscription, yeah.
Yeah.
but hating people because they're a fan of something, just because you're not, like, that's the weirdest thing to me. Like, I don't care if you listen to whatever you want to listen to. Like, I don't like heavy metal at all, but I'm not gonna like think of you differently because you listen to a different music. I can't. That's so weird to me.
Like it's a kind of relevant topic. Kendrick fans hate Drake fans, and Drake fans hate Kendrick fans.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
it's more
there's
about
a direct-
fandom now
there's
than
a
it
direct
is.
beef
It
there,
is, yeah,
though.
because of
True,
social
but
media.
even before this beef started last year, it was a big thing.
Really?
They
So
they've
interesting.
had beef for a while.
That is
Just
wild.
the two fandoms.
You know who really likes metal?
Navy.
Navy.
Yeah.
Navy loves
Really?
metal. Yeah.
It's I don't know. It just hurts my
When you and Jesse
brain.
aren't here, and then they play music, and they play a lot of that.
I like metal.
It's like Tony's telling on us right now.
You want me to put a stop to it?
and I feel unsafe whenever that's
No,
happening.
that's when I just put on my headphones and listen to anything.
So basically on Tuesdays,
Next thing you
you're
know,
subjected to Metal Gear.
Tony's in the back taking a vulture poop just to try to make himself feel more secure.
Vulture poop. That's
Just let it all out. That's all your negativity.
All of it.
Out the vulture shit.
All of it. Okay. there was something that you mentioned you wanted to talk about here, and we have no clue what it is. Only that it is titled as the hard versus soft debate.
Oh.
And I swear, if this segues from the poop conversation,
well, it's interesting that we were talking about poop. Because no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't think I can do anymore.
So I saw this, and I thought that it would be a fun thing for us to do because it's a debate. Because it's a debate between basically, like, if you have foods of two different kinds, like a hard food or a soft food, which one is better?
I'm interested.
okay.
So
Hard versus soft. Here we
hard
go.
versus soft. Here we go.
Sausage.
Bacon. Do you like your bacon crispy and crunchy, or do you like it when it's a little bit softer?
I like it. I like it softer when it's bacon.
I like it hard.
It depends.
So she said.
I like it both ways, but it depends. It depends on like what the application is.
I think.
BLT bacon, hard, crispy.
Yeah, it's
Well, it
gotta be
depends on if
crunchy.
it's a sandwich, but like for breakfast, like bacon, eggs, and
seen
a
them-
waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it can be a little bit crisper, but if it's like overly done, it's just like a
much.
crunchy.
yeah.
like
It's just like breaks
that
apart.
I don't like.
it
But I like,
loses
breaks
its
apart
juice,
too much.
the
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hear you.
And it's so bacon's so
But
finicky.
I don't like wobbly bacon either.
No.
It's gotta be,
Nobody likes
bacon
it.
don't
out
want
of
the-
here.
gotta be
You don't want-
slightly
yeah,
firm.
you don't-
Get that
yeah.
flaccid
No
shit out of
flaccid
here.
bacon.
So the brown parts have to be crispy, and then the fat parts have to be soft.
Yeah, I don't
That's the
want-
perfect piece of bacon.
Yeah. I like that.
And you can get bacon that's too thick.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a limit on how
And
thick
then you
it
can get
be.
it too thin. Like, it's just the bacon is a very particular
fickle.
food.
Yeah.
It's a fickle thing.
And you
And they
find
all
that,
cook differently. Like every
True.
package of bacon cooks different because they're sliced a little bit different. Like they're always there's variations in them.
So good.
Then you
get
get
a
then
pop
you get
one.
those curved pieces of bacon,
Yeah.
and the veiny pieces of bacon, and that's
But there's also the bacon when you cook it that like pops
Yeah.
ton, and you're like, so that's why we
You
got
feel
the
like
giant
you're
pan.
under attack from the
Yes.
bacon. Like,
That's why we got the giant
We
pan
used to
that
have a grease screen
I
that
know.
we put on top.
I don't know what happened
those
to
are
it.
bullshit.
Lost
Those
it
are
in the move.
bullshit.
Grease screens or
It
They
works.
still get grease everywhere.
I can smell
It gets
bacon.
everywhere, but it doesn't get on you if you put it towards the front of the pan. That popping won't happen. But there's some packages, and it's like popping left and right, and it's like getting on your wrist and stuff when you're trying to turn it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It is.
Don't
Okay,
cook
so
bacon
you
naked.
said hard.
No.
No, soft.
Yeah.
Soft. You said hard.
Hard.
If I have to pick one, I'll pick hard.
Same. You don't want floppy bacon.
Ooh, Fig Newtons.
Okay.
Fig
All
Newtons.
right. The next in the hard
Yes.
versus soft debate. Candy. Like a hard candy?
It depends on the can.
Or this is kind of a broad question because there's so many different types of candy. So I don't really know the
Chocolate.
Like chocolate.
Would that be hard or soft?
I feel like
That'd be
chocolate's
soft.
Is it soft chocolate?
But like a
Well, because like an M&M would be hard.
a
right?
Snickers, it would be harder. But like a
Soft.
Milky Way or a
But like those,
But
like
I
that
also-
kind of
Musketeers.
chocolate is softer than like a.
Snickers is soft.
I'll just
It
say
has crunch
Kinder
marks in
Kinder
it.
candy.
I also think of like gummy
Kinder
worms
candy.
though.
Yeah, so like a gummy candy or like a Twizzler or
Okay, well-
versus like a hard candy.
Look at it this
like a
way.
life-
Think
a
about
hard
your
life-
favorite candy,
I
and
would say
is
soft
that
candy.
hard or
Hard.
soft?
I would go hard because I like butterscotch things that we talked about earlier and Kinder candy, and that's normally hard.
I like gummies a lot.
I mean, it could be
So
like
are we
softer
considering
chocolate.
chocolate hard? Like
No, I think chocolate's
I think
soft.
chocolate's soft. Like a candy
soft.
bar
I
is
don't know what
soft
to
for the
say.
most part.
Okay.
Like a Snickers, like you bite into it and it's soft.
Kinder.
It's not like
a
hard.
candy bar
I'd
could
pick
go
one.
either way.
You're thinking like Kinder Card.
But
or
like a whatchamacallit could be hard.
A whatchamacallit?
I'm thinking like
what it's called.
what you
Oh,
said,
yeah.
like the butterscotch type candy. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
hard
what I think about,
candies
like-
versus soft candy.
Okay.
So like
I would say
All right.
soft candy.
I'm saying soft.
Gummy
Chocolate
worms.
soft, then soft.
Peach rings.
I also like a good
God, I
gummy.
miss those so
I like
much.
a good
So
gummy
from
bear.
COVID. I miss those.
Oh yeah.
I like a good gummy bear, good gummy worm.
Gummy candy was my absolute
Gummy
favorite
bears.
candy.
Starburst,
Yeah.
like a good Starburst.
I think my favorite candy bar is a Heath bar. and that's
He's
so
hard.
the toffee is hard. The chocolate
got
around
layers.
it
It's got layers.
is soft, but
Like an ogre.
Yeah, like an ogre.
yeah. Fifth Avenue too, like toffee crunchy kind of. Yeah, I'm going hard.
A Kinder card is hard.
It's hard. It's crispy, crunchy.
All
I
right,
like crunchy.
next one. This is a good one right here. Ready? Crunchy taco or soft taco?
Oh, soft
Crunchy.
taco.
Crunchy. Hard.
Crunchy, hard, 100%.
Soft taco.
I do the double where you use like
No, you have to pick one.
beans
you
on the soft
can't.
tortilla.
No, that
and
doesn't
then
count.
wrap the hard tortilla with it. I want the crunch and the soft.
I understand that. But if you had to choose crunchy taco or soft taco,
Crunchy.
I agree.
I say soft.
It's the
Soft
crunch.
taco is basically
I,
a burrito.
I know. I like burritos.
I like soft tacos, but
I
if
don't
I have
know.
to
When you
pick
get
one,
a good crunchy
La Tierra,
taco,
the white corn taco shells.
It's just sometimes
R.I.P.
they
Because somebody's trying to
poke
buy them.
you.
They're trying to bring them back.
Because they poke you?
Yeah,
Those
The
are the
recipe.
best. They're so thin and perfect.
They
and they
hurt.
just crumble.
What are you doing with your tacos?
the taco shell when you're eating it pokes you, and I don't like that.
What do you?
What shell? Are you eating
deep-throating
Old
the
El Paso?
taco?
They
Don't eat the Old El Paso.
They hurt you
How?
with their sharp edges.
Okay.
It's dangerous. I like soft.
I thought you lived
tacos.
on the edge, Kate.
I live on the edge of a soft taco.
Lived on the edge of a toilet.
No, I perch on the edge of a toilet. It's more streamlined that way.
I don't know.
If I ever walk into a bathroom and see you sitting there like a gargoyle, like I'm gonna.
I'm gonna.
At least make
I'm
the,
just, I'm just
at
gonna
least make
turn
the
and
sound.
chirp.
Yeah, make the sound.
Look like he should be posted up at the top of some tall building.
He's a sleep paralysis demon.
So we all went crunchy. We all went hard.
He went soft.
We went soft.
Okay, it's not to say that I don't like taco shells and stuff. I'll eat those, and I do like those. But if I got an option, I would do a tortilla because I just like that more.
So in every single one of these examples so far, my real answer has been both.
Yeah, well,
But both.
But if you had to pick, I think the point of the game is to
is
pick
having
one.
to pick one.
Yeah.
Which is
If that was all you could have for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Tortillas.
You just got to one's better than the other, like always.
Maybe
I
you
just
could change
eat
your
plain tortillas
crispy
sometimes.
shells for a soft shell later down the road.
Do you ever just eat like a plain taco shell?
Yeah.
A tortilla shell, soft one, yeah.
Yeah, I eat tortillas, but I don't eat taco shells.
This is true. And like
You eat
I
tortilla
can,
chips.
That's true.
I
That's true. I do love
throw,
tortilla
Do
like-
they poke your mouth?
Yes.
I've stabbed myself in the roof of the mouth with a
Oh yeah, when you get.
See, I'm
Especially when they're
traumatized.
I
super
right now.
understand that,
salty.
but I don't understand how like when you bite the taco, how far are you shoving it in there before you bite
No,
it?
it's but then when you bite it, then it becomes sharp.
and then you're chomping on it.
I just love a good taco.
It's a mouth-made weapon.
I know. It sounds so good.
I'm like, I just need a basic bitch taco. Just give me meat, cheese, and lettuce, and I'm good.
I
Tacos
say
done.
And a crunchy.
refried
A little
beans.
sour cream.
See, I don't even need that. Just
need
give me
sour
the
Refried beans.
But I gotta
Taco
say,
Town
like
and
a soft
Carthage is my
tortilla,
favorite.
you can throw some freaking crunchy peanut butter and banana on there, and you have a lot more versatility with the soft tortilla. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Yeah, but we're talking about taco though.
All right, next one.
Yeah, I hear you.
Next one. So everybody was right except for Kadin.
Right.
Okay, the next one, ice cream.
Hard ice cream?
So like
Soft. 1,000%.
so like soft serve ice cream versus like scooping it out ice cream.
If I'm
soft-
scooping
It's like one's harder than the other. It's like soft serve ice cream
What defines
is very
soft serve
different.
ice cream?
the one
Like the one
the
you
twist.
get out of the machine, the
and
twist
wow,
thing, you know?
wow.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't do that. but
Hard.
versus
Like a
The-
Brahms scoop?
Correct.
I would do Brahms scoop.
I love soft serve. That's my favorite.
I love a good soft serve.
Butter pecan, scoop that shit.
But
Yeah.
the good Brahms chocolate chip cookie dough on a
Yeah.
waffle cone is
Yeah.
just.
Waffle cone.
Although they have their frozen yogurt twists, that would just be my favorite from Brahms.
that is my
that.
absolute favorite.
Yeah.
God, that sounds so good.
That does sound good.
I love if I'm gonna scoop ice cream at home, like I will put it in the bowl and like stir it up until
To
it
make
gets
it
to like
softer.
soft serve,
Yeah.
and that's so good that way.
I don't know about that.
Oh, that's
I-
good.
So yummy.
It's good that way. As long as you don't let it sit there too long to where it
Get soupy.
straight
Yeah.
liquefies.
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
I'm going with
contribution.
the. I'm going with the.
but
I'm going with the
yeah.
hard on this one.
Yeah. Hard serve. Hard
Soft.
serve.
hard serve.
Soft serve.
Soft serve. I mean, you can't beat a good soft serve though.
Birdie or whatever.
Also, why do Chinese restaurants always have soft serve machines? Is that still a thing?
They
Remember they used
it
to-
is.
I've been to one in a
No,
long
it
time.
is. It like buffets and stuff.
they
Always
always have
soft
soft
serve. and it's pretty good. It's usually the best way to end like 3 plates
and
of
they're
food.
tiny bowls, so you don't get too much.
We went on one time when we went on a cruise.
Only in America.
And you put the
Sauce dish.
strawberry bananas on there because if they have like the bananas that are covered in the strawberry goo,
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always.
love me some
We
strawberry
went on a
goo.
cruise one time and like, I don't know, it was either 4th grade or 8th grade. I one of the two. And they had like soft serve machines like all over
Oh
the
yeah,
ship.
that was my favorite
all
part
over
of the
ship,
cruise
and you
ship.
could just be walking around the cruise. and,
I went to it every
soft serve.
day, every day.
Never
I was
been on a ship.
Got really good at making
Yeah.
like nice like looking cones, you know.
So
and then you
good.
see the people who just can't figure out how to work it, and they do it. And it's just a glob.
You're like, do you want me to
and
make it?
Just falling over.
Just
Yeah, I
standing
was
there
like,
the whole
I'll
day,
make
just
it.
making soft serve.
I was like, I'll make it. I was like, I can do it.
Don't lie. You perfected that art with your vulture poop, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
Do the swirl.
perfect emoji, eyes and everything.
Oh my god.
It's kind of funny that that's the emoji, because that's really not accurate.
Depends on if you're vulture shitting or not.
Depends on the poop.
I mean,
Caden's like, I inspired
Well, it's not
it.
supposed to be
Yeah.
poop, isn't it? And don't they claim it's supposed to be ice cream?
Is that what they said?
That's,
Well, when I
that's what
search
they always
poop on
used
my
to say.
emojis, that's what comes up.
I understand.
I just always picture
Originally,
Patrick Stewart.
They originally used to say it was ice cream
He voiced the
because they
poop.
didn't like it being
oh,
called.
In the emoji
yeah,
movie.
yeah. But yeah, it's not toilet poop. It's like ground poop. It's laying on a flat surface.
It's like a-
yeah. It's like
Ground
dog poop.
Okay, no more
Right.
poop, no more poop.
Okay. Next up on hard or soft. Hard poop. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Next one. Hard versus soft. Pretzels.
Neither.
Oh,
You like the
damn.
big soft
No,
pretzel
soft
with
pretzels.
cheese, or do you like the crunchy good pretzels?
Cinnamon
That's
pretzel.
not fair.
That's see now it's a
See?
tough one. Yeah.
Cinnamon.
I'm gonna pick.
pretzels.
You want to say both, don't you?
I mean, I do. I love both, but I'm gonna pick one.
Soft pretzels.
As of right now, I'm going to say hard with peanut butter.
Okay. All right.
I would.
If I had to pick one, and this is the only one that I could have, I'd pick
Yeah.
soft.
Me too.
Interesting.
The big soft pretzel with cheese.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to pick a pretzel dog.
I'm going with the hard pretzels on this
Really?
one. I do not like. I just never
You don't
been
like
a fan
soft
of the
pretzels?
soft pretzel.
Like even at a football game, you wouldn't.
No, they're always like too salty.
Yeah, that's the good part.
They're too salty, and I just don't, I don't know. They don't. I don't like the taste.
It has to be the right kind, because like if they're throwing it in the microwave,
Yeah.
nah.
I still eat it. But if it's not got
Freaking
it,
microwave ones, I'm not.
I
down.
can't say
like-
that I haven't tried.
yeah,
Like we went to Bricktown probably like a month ago, and they have like the appetizers like pretzels,
Ooh,
And with
Applebee's
cheese,
has that.
there's.
and I tried it, and I was
our first
trying
date.
to
They're
like
not
it.
the
Like
same.
I've
They-
tried to
I've
like
had those. They're not
the soft pretzels. I've
they're not
tried
the
to like
best.
them, whether it's at like a ball game or
Yeah.
at something.
about
and
Auntie
I
Anne's?
just can't do it. I just don't like.
What about
them.
a Sonic pretzel stick?
so
So Auntie Anne's with the little
The
pretzel
cin-
dogs.
Or the cinnamon ones?
I like the pepperoni ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna say those are really
They
good.
have some
but
creations.
the pretzel dogs from Auntie Anne's with their honey mustard is like my fucking
I've never
favorite
tried
thing.
that.
It's so good.
I have never been to Auntie Anne's because I don't.
Okay,
like,
that's like top of the
I
line.
don't-
soft pretzel.
It is
like
top of the line soft pretzel,
soft
especially if they're
pretzels.
fresh.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I always get the pepperoni or the pretzel dogs. I never just get salt.
yeah. But if they don't have enough salt, then it becomes less
And
enjoyable.
you have to have sauce to dip for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So you said hard pretzels. You said soft. You said soft.
Yeah,
Trying to be
I would
healthy, so
vanquish
I'm gonna
hard
go with hard
pretzels.
What
from the
kind of
land.
hard pretzels do you like? The little ones? You
The
like the sticks?
I like to dip.
You like the
I like to dip with my pretzels into like the little, especially into crunchy peanut butter. That's delicious. Extra crunch.
Do you ever
Crunch
get
on
the,
crunch.
Do you ever get the rods? Like those are good.
Yep.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the
Pretzel rods.
thick ass
Yeah.
ones.
That's what I made those
Ooh, we
with
should
those for Christmas and did them in the chocolate.
chocolate, yeah,
And,
chocolate
I
dip.
need to
That's
get some
cool.
celery and peanut butter.
Oh yeah,
Also with just some cheese.
And
too.
Sounds
log.
really good.
I love celery and peanut butter
Ants on a
really
log.
good. Maybe I'll put a
Yeah,
pretzel
raisins,
rod in
yeah.
the celery with
Yeah.
peanut butter.
and
Now you're
raisins.
talking.
That sounds delicious.
I like
Yes.
raisins.
So it's funny you bring up peanut butter because the last one on hard or soft.
Crunchy,
Crunchy or creamy?
Creamy peanut butter.
Extra crunchy,
If I
baby.
had to pick one, I would pick creamy.
extra
creamy.
crunchy.
Creamy.
All the way.
I will.
If I
Sometimes
wanted
want crunchy.
my peanut butter to crunch, I would eat a peanut.
I like putting chips on my
Like,
sandwich though.
That's what I'm saying.
crunchy
Like if
peanut
you
butter.
don't, why does the peanut butter need to be crunchy? Eat a peanut. Like peanut butter is butter. It's supposed to be smooth. What if you had crunchy butter?
But I think
Wouldn't be good.
Some people like the crunch.
But like
I mean, you're having a peanut though. It's peanut butter.
I I understand that,
with
but if I wanted it
peanuts
to,
mixed
if
in.
I wanted it to crunch, I don't want it to crunch.
If you wanted it to crunch, you would eat crunchy. That's exactly what you're saying.
I just would eat a peanut.
My whole life,
You would be with crunchy peanut butter.
I'm just saying.
That just sounded like an ad.
I'm just saying.
This live read brought to you by.
I don't need my peanut butter to have
peanut
peanuts crunched up into it.
I'm going through an internal debate.
Are you?
My whole life has been creamy, but I'm starting to feel a little crunchy.
But
Jif, reach out. Or Peter Pan.
no, okay, that's the next
Jif.
question. Jif.
I'm just
I like
biased.
the one with that you
I've
have
just
to like
always
mix the
had
oil
Jif.
into. That's not
I
my
think
actual.
what we have right now is the Jif crunchy, extra crunchy organic.
I never
I like
liked
it when the oil sets on the top and then you got to mix it in.
That's
It's
the
so
organic
yummy.
does that.
I never
That's
liked
my
the
fave.
crunchy when I was younger because it just sounded too abrasive.
Understood.
But I always liked to put potato chips on the creamy peanut butter and eat a sandwich that way.
Damn.
So what is that?
I do that with
What
crunchy
does that
peanut
make
butter,
me?
too.
Creamy peanut butter all the way.
Makes you a hypocrite.
A good peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the smooth. Oh,
See, okay, grape jelly, strawberry jam.
grape.
My pre-COVID, I loved peanut butter and jelly, and it was grape jelly. I can eat strawberry; it doesn't bother me. But if I had to choose, my childhood was grape.
Grape.
I'm picking grape.
I don't know. I have peanut butter sandwiches more than anything.
It's not even like really grapes. Like it's just
With creamy peanut butter, right?
Yeah, creamy
it's
peanut
grape
butter
Jell-O,
sandwiches.
you're
I
smearing.
just, I don't understand
Dual
the crunchy
peanut butter.
I just don't.
I've never liked it in the past, but that could
It
change.
just
I'm open.
seems like
I'm
it's
open to
too
discovering
much.
crunchy peanut
That's
butter.
Like,
why
I'm
they
thinking-
have creamy peanut
I understand
butter.
that. The
For
creamy
boring
peanut-
like you.
No, the creamy peanut butter is like
I like
peanut.
creamy.
The creamy peanut butter is peanut buttery enough. Why do we need to add peanuts to the peanut butter? Like it's already peanutty. We don't need to make it more peanutty and make it crunchy. And
But sometimes I like a little crunch.
Some people like their peanut butter sandwiches rough.
Okay.
eat a peanut.
Hold on. So,
Like I'm rough.
Yeah.
do you like beef broth?
What?
Like it's just on its own.
Like broth? Well, like yeah, like au jus kind of stuff.
Not
like,
really.
Okay.
Just drink it for a Tuesday.
We'll look at it this
Stop
way.
speaking
You've got
my
like
language.
soup,
Yeah.
and then you've got like stew, right? It's the same thing with just more stuff mixed into it to give it more hardiness, right? Mm-hmm. That's crunchy peanut butter.
No.
Yeah.
I think it would just have beef mixed into it. If it was beef broth, because that would make it like.
I never.
Yeah, like what if you got beef broth
Stew.
with chunky
Yeah, that's what
It's just
beef
beef.
chunks
is.
in it?
Like, I mean,
Yeah, but there's
you're
potatoes
adding
and
vegetables and other
carrots
stuff
and-
into it.
No, if you
Green
got a
beans
can of
and
beef
corn.
broth and it just had chunks of beef in it, and that's what you're
That would
no.
be the equivalent of crunchy peanut butter, right?
I don't like beef chunks.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to eating the beef stew with just beef.
I don't even.
I don't know.
I would say that crunchy
Just throw
peanut
an
butter
onion in
has
there.
a time and a place, but I don't even think it does. I don't think it does.
For you.
I think it might be good on
And I
a
respect-
potato chip,
Yeah.
No.
especially a chocolate.
Well, I never realized that the crunchy part of the peanut butter was peanuts.
What the did you think? What the did you think was in crunchy peanut butter?
I just didn't think about it. It was one of
Razor
those.
blades?
It's one of those.
That's why you called it rough.
It felt like a taco shell.
Enjoy
Yeah.
this crunchy peanut butter with all natural tortilla chips added into it.
I just
Like,
kind
what
of.
did you think
It was one of those things about the universe that you
Love
just kind of
wants to try.
accept and you don't think too much about.
Yeah. So you were thinking like they were mixing up corn nuts in there or something.
What?
I just didn't think about it. I was just like, but I never. You said peanuts earlier, and I've just the gears have been turning, and I'm like, maybe I do like crunchy peanut butter. I like peanuts. I like peanut butter.
It's so good.
What would happen?
I just
So good. So good.
Crunchy peanut butter.
I guess so. Learning a lot today.
What would happen? Have you ever gotten the jars of peanut butter that have like the stripes of jelly through
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, I like
No.
that.
No, we
No
don't.
go.
We don't
I like
do
that.
no go on that.
I've never
You
had
like
that.
it like that?
I mean,
I always wanted to buy
I don't
it.
buy those, but I've had them and they're good.
What about? I think you said you never had them. Uncrustables.
I love
never-
Uncrustables.
I've
never
never
had
had one.
Uncrustables.
Really? They're so
Where
good.
my Uncrustable people at? 'cause
Uncrustables
never
are
had one.
great.
Uncrustables are good.
What is it like? What's the shtick?
It's
It's a
a
peanut butter and
pre-made
jelly.
peanut butter and jelly with no crust. And so it's like it's like
It's
pressed.
literally just tastes like a. You
Isn't
put
it
in the-
frozen, though?
Yeah, but then
It
you
is
let
frozen.
it thaw.
You let it thaw, or you open the bag, you put it in the microwave for 5 seconds, and it
Tastes better if you let it
yeah. If you let it
naturally thaw.
yeah, you can let it naturally thaw. Sometimes it gets too hot
But
when you
they
do it.
also have so many flavors. It's so good.
I mean, I just
It sounds like it would be a lot less effort to just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No, they taste different.
because it's like easy. Like it's just they taste
So like a dessert.
No, it's like an easy snack grab and go.
It's really
The NFL
good.
goes through tens of thousands of Uncrustables on a weekend.
It's like an easy go snack.
The teams all eat them like it's on
It's
half
strawberry.
Have you ever even seen what one looks like? Do you know what an Uncrustable?
Like the circle?
Yeah, I
I've
think
seen them.
I've
They
seen
look
them.
like a puff pastry type thing.
They're really good.
But they're
Is it like bread or is it like
yeah,
a
it's bread.
pastry?
It's just normal bread, like white bread. And like sometimes if it's still a little cold and the peanut butter is still slightly like, don't kill me, it's slightly crunchy.
Yeah. You thought it was
That looks like a homemade.
You're like,
it's a pre.
That's a homemade
That is not a homemade.
No, that's what they look like.
Oh, that is DIY Uncrustable.
I was like, I've seen that recipe on
Okay,
TikTok.
but
TikTok.
they
What they
look
look like,
just
though.
like it. It's
They
the
look
exact
like that.
same thing.
Like a circle with the peanut butter and the jelly.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was real bread or if it was like more like desserty bread.
It's real, but it doesn't taste like you would have put bread in the freezer. Like it just once it thaws, it tastes like
it
normal
just
bread.
tastes like bread, and it's good.
It's really it's
really
worth
good.
trying.
They're great to like.
Navy might actually.
She
like
would love those.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'll just make
They're
her
great
peanut
to
butter.
just
They have a
throw
they have
in. You could, or you could just grab her one and go. You wouldn't have to get the bread and the peanut butter
good
and the jelly and
breakfast.
make the thing and do it. You could just. Here
They
you
have
go.
a honey and peanut butter and jelly one. That's good
I like
breakfast.
that.
That sounds good.
Sounds
It
very
is.
processed.
Probably, but still.
It is all part of the process.
If I'm gonna make her PB&J,
Maybe they have an
I'll
all
probably make it
natural
at home.
version. They probably do. Sam's Club probably has an all natural version.
I'll just make it at home and put it in her lunch and then stamp the edges.
I mean,
They're
Get a
crusted.
cookie cutter.
but they're great. Like they're great at the lake. Like just throw in there and take down to the water and like having the cooler.
Well, that I could
and,
see,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like
Yeah.
on a
just-
go thing
they're
like
they're
that.
on the
Travel
go
stuff. Yeah.
travel snacks. Like it's not
Travel.
It
like-
is. They're so good.
They're great,
There's something about them that's different than
They
a
do
normal
taste
sandwich, though.
different.
But it's
Yeah.
good.
but they're good.
Maybe it's the process.
So that
but
was
it's good.
that was hard or soft. See, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
Speaking of,
We learned that some people are
processed
wrong
foods.
a lot.
Got Sam's Club got stocked up on strawberries. It was like the whole cold
Strawberry
cooler section
season.
was strawberry season had begun. And the first package I looked at, the top strawberry on there was the size of my fist,
Yeah.
and I was like, "That's not natural." And there's like
Take a post-it pad and you're like
Hulk
GMO.
Farms,
Yeah.
freaking gigantic
Growing some big old
strawberries.
berries over here.
My goodness.
It is happening.
I love a good strawberry.
Navy sees that package of strawberries and she's like, "Oh yeah,
That's been genetically modified and I'd like to eat that.
that's
Yeah.
a big strawberry." Yeah, heck yeah. We have a story. Do we want to read a story?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll end it with
We'll
what
end this with a
everyone
story?
wants. Yes.
All right. So the title of the story is, "Will I be overreacting to tell my sister I cannot have her come to my house if her son is coming also?" All right. Wait, who's read this already?
No, I have not.
I have not.
Okay. So you'll have to abstain. Vote based on title alone. Will I be overreacting if I tell my sister I cannot have her come to my house if her son is coming also?
AskCon 4.
Wow. I think that Candy Thunder would not have put a story on here. That was going to be an AskCon 4. So I'm thinking AskCon. I kind of want to go 1, but I'm going to go 2 just to be safe.
Okay. I'll go NTA. Complete opposite end of the spectrum.
All right.
So we have a 4, a 2, and an NTA.
Yep. Throwaway, as I don't want my sister or her partner to see this. I, 34 female, have always had a strained relationship with my sister, 33 female. We have a long history, which I couldn't possibly cover all of, but she is my half sister, but I always just call her my sister. She didn't have the best start, and for that reason, I have always given her a great deal of slack when others have criticized her. It ranged from usual sibling rivalry to some horrible stuff. She would steal my clothes and break my things so I couldn't have them. Tell me our mutual friends didn't actually like me. As we got
This is
older...
KAS.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. As we got older, her drug and alcohol dependency became a real problem. On my wedding night, the bridal party stayed at my family home. She left her 2-year-old son in his room on his own to go get high and called us early in the morning to say she wasn't coming and was sorry, but she just couldn't. I forgave her, begged her to get help, but throughout the years, I have had to restrict my relationship with her for my mental health. It would break my heart to see her destroying herself. When I had my son, this got easier as I knew I had to prioritize him. Anyway, lately the relationship has been better. She is clean and healthier, but she can be very lazy and selfish. She is diagnosed with some learning disabilities, and I try to remember I don't know what that is like, but sometimes her behavior makes me so angry I feel like I need space. She herself has 2 sons and she does not work because she says she can't, but her partner does. She is always talking about how tired she is and how she needs a break, which makes me so angry when my partner and I work and look after our son. One year, she was complaining to me about how she was so busy and didn't have time. She had 2 holidays booked close together, and I was so angry because that year I had been unable to afford a holiday, even with my partner and myself in work, and she was complaining about how rushed she was to sort things. I don't want to diminish her problems, but I feel like she can be very unempathetic to other people's own struggles. On to the most recent incident, she came over to catch up and brought her youngest son, who is 2. My boy is nearly 3. They were playing together nicely. However, her son was roaming from room to room and causing a bit of chaos. Again, I know what it's like to have a toddler, so I was only stepping in if there was danger. This had come after a brief period of us not speaking, and I was glad to be back in contact. When she asked me to come over initially, I thought it was just her. But then she said her youngest was coming, and I have to admit, I did think to myself I would rather he didn't, because she would be sitting along doing nothing, and we would be chasing him around the house. This is her standard, and other people have commented on it before, including family. My husband and I were sorting my son out after he used the potty. I was cleaning him up, and my husband was sorting the potty, and that's when we realized the front door was open, and her son and my dog were gone.
Yikes.
Everyone then panicked.
Yeah.
We all ran out. I had my son in my arms looking for them, and we were directed by neighbors to further down the road. We found them both, and they were fine, but a car was stopped in the middle of the road, and the driver was shouting, livid that he had to slam on his brakes to avoid hitting. And this had upset and scared his child. I checked the driver, and the kid was okay, and then called my dog back, and my sister got her son. When we returned, we were all shaken up, and she told me it happened before at her house, and she didn't understand why he did this when he was so clingy. If she needed,
Because he's a toddler.
if she needed to use the toilet. She was quite upset, and she sat down and called her partner. She also said to me that it was probably going to be mentioned on Facebook, which baffled me, because who cares? She did talk about how it was a close call, but while she was sitting, upset, her son proceeded to grab a small item and run away with it, and I had to pry it from his hands. And again, myself, my husband, and I were left chasing the boys while she sat, even after this. Later, the man who was in the car came back to apologize for his reaction and shouting, and said he was just very scared. And I heard her say, well, I usually lock my door and didn't realize they do not, which really upset me. The driver also remarked that it was the dog he nearly hit, not the boy, and she sighed with relief as if this made things better. I was furious, and then she left. I said to my husband, I don't want her to come over with her son anymore. I don't have a problem with her son, but I cannot be responsible for him. If something were to happen, it would make me feel so guilty, and I cannot have that in my head. Also, if my dog had been hit, I would have been devastated. We have had her since she was a puppy, and my son loves her. She is my girl, and her blatant disregard for the pain that would cause is something that has really annoyed me. I had horrible images in my head of my poor girl in a pile in front of the car and cried last night and felt sick just thinking about it. I just feel so frustrated and angry at her. Additionally, my dog is very well behaved. I could open the door now and she would just stand there. If I told her to wait, I could leave and come back and she would still be there. So I know she was just following her son to make sure he was okay, as she does with my son when he wanders in the woods on a walk. We always make sure he's in viewing distance, but she will just walk behind to make sure. I don't want to punish her son, but I don't see how there is any other option here. If she's not going to watch him, I won't be responsible for that. When I said that to my friend, she winced when I said it and said it was bound to cause some fights. I don't want to start a fight after we had just reconciled, and I don't want to make her feel like a bad person. So is this a fight I want to pick? Will I be overreacting?
We talked about this on the stream last night, but if you bring a child into this world, it is your responsibility to care and take care of that, or like to take care of that child, be there for that child, monitor that child, make sure that they are safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't get a break when you visit places unless that person has offered.
Correct. And to do this to another mom and then say, I didn't catch the part before where she said it had happened at her own home, but yet they locked the door, but it still happened. So a 2-year-old opened a deadlock and went outside. But then like was saying that they don't lock their door there, and I'm like, I don't know, that I wouldn't, insurance wise, guilt wise, Like, I would not want someone like that who parents their child like that at my home.
There's too much risk.
No.
Way too much risk. And you're already uncomfortable about it. And I think you know your answer there, right? Are you willing to put yourself in a really uncomfortable situation and assume a lot of risk to have a relationship with this person? There's a reason that you guys have falling outs the way that you do.
What's the benefit of this relationship?
Right.
What's the, like, what is it? Does it bring you joy in your life? Because it sounds like it only stresses you
it's
out.
obligation. This is a relationship of obligation where she like feels like she has to have a relationship with her, so she does.
That's exactly how she presented it in comments. Like, she has her empathy and people pleasing is doing harm to her family.
Yep.
And I would not want that guilt on my shoulders. She is not parenting her child. She's just sitting there, and I'm assuming just scrolling on her phone or something of that nature. And
not wanting to take any responsibility either. Just
No.
be like, well, my sister doesn't lock her doors, so of course this was going to happen.
even though it happened at my own
I'd
home.
be like, oh, well, you almost hit the dog, so that's okay. I'm glad it was only the dog.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking any responsibility for this having happened, or to be aware of, like, if your child has wandered out of the house before, like, would you not think when you go somewhere, you would make sure that the door is locked, or you would make sure, like, to know where you're
watching them? Yeah.
Like, if you know, like, and give everybody a heads up of, hey, you know, just be aware, you know, he's
a
wandered
roamer.
off. Yeah.
He's a
Maybe,
roamer.
Is,
So, like,
almost
not care
4
about it.
now. And this is like where we are not, like, she's in her room playing, or she's in the, the family room playing. Like, we're just now giving her that freedom where we don't know, like, not that we don't know, but like that freedom to be away from us while playing, to give her
To have some independence.
Yes. Thank
Dear
you.
God, child needs it.
Yes.
We need it. But you, like OP,
Except from pooping.
okay. You got you got a
to
preview
a
here
flame.
already of what would happen if something did happen. So it's not just the risk of something potentially happening; it is also the risk of you being blamed for it, because you know this bitch would do that.
Imagine if
No doubt.
something would have happened to that kid, she would have ripped her sister apart for leaving her
It
door
would have been her
unlocked.
fault, yep.
Why didn't any of you see him go? Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Like all of that.
Yep.
Well, he was just following your dog, and it was your dog that went outside.
Yep.
And it would have been, she would have just blamed her sister for the entire thing.
What was with the
Because she's taking no
Facebook?
responsibility for it.
Yeah, the Facebook
It
comment
was going to be
about.
mentioned on Facebook.
Like,
Is she saying like the guy would have mentioned it on Facebook?
No, I think
Or-
I think
or
she's-
she.
She's saying her sister.
I've got a post about this. I think she was saying she was going to post it herself.
I wasn't sure how she meant that. And I'm
There are
like,
some people who will air all of their personal drama on Facebook, no matter what's going on.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, there is.
sometimes I want to, but I never would. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want. Just kidding. I would never post personal struggles on like a social media site. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like some people are very, very comfortable with.
Literally airing out everything in their entire life.
Well, I
Yeah.
think some people's support networks
True.
are their friends.
That is
online.
also true.
And that's different, right? If you've got a support network that is your online friends and like
Yeah.
that's
Just
what
different
that is
perspectives,
for
yeah.
you, then yeah,
That makes sense.
Don't not do it if you
Yeah.
need somebody to talk
Right.
to about that kind of thing. But this person sounds like the kind of person who gets herself into shitty situations with little regard for the
Yeah.
damages, but then uses that situation to gain pity and attention on.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that I also see, which is I feel it feels different from like sharing online with your support network and then
Yeah.
people that go online and like cause drama
Yes, that's
to
exactly
get
what I was
to
talking
get
about.
sympathy and stuff like
So,
that.
so now it's a 3-pronged approach. You've got the risk of the thing actually happening. You've got the risk of her blaming you for the thing, and then you get the risk of her socially blaming you for the thing, and getting a call to arms going on there, and getting like the whole world turned against you. Like it's not worth the risk.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I love when people passive aggressively call out someone on their friends list on
Yeah.
like Facebook or wherever.
TikTok reposts and stuff.
And
yeah.
you're like, you've made it very clear that that's
Yeah.
about somebody, and that's not just a blanket statement.
Oh yeah, for
And I'm like, if
sure.
you're gonna spill the tea, spill the tea.
Spill it all the way.
Just tell
Yeah,
us.
tell us the whole story, not the. And
Well,
also,
some people just like
piece
the
it
attention
together.
on, like the attention that they get from
Yes,
what's supposed to.
of course,
Like
yeah.
like in Family Guy where Peter's like, oh look, I can take a picture in a hospital bed. He like takes a picture in a hospital bed, and it like takes a picture of his dying. He's like, I don't really want to get into it, but I'm fine. And posts it. Like,
That's the kind of post where I'm like, but why?
yeah, but like,
what? Tell
you
me
do
now.
want
I
to
need
get
to
into
know.
it, and you do want the attention. And like,
You wouldn't have
we're taking a
posted it,
vague
yeah.
picture in a hospital and be like, and not posting a comment or just being like, just prayers. I'm like, but
Like,
why?
whenever-
do you really?
Whenever I pass away, I want whoever shares it to like share every single detail so that nobody has to wonder how I died. Like that's my, because whenever people share stuff that they've passed away, and I'm like,
I know.
how?
Don't you kind of want to know?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to know. I don't know why I want to know, but I want to know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
It all
how?
started with a vulture poop.
But how?
That's the safest method.
So I just
see
want them
his-
to be. I just want it to be included in my obituary.
Vulture poop. His one leg slipped off, twisted, fell in the toilet, fell, hit his head.
It's
never woke
the
up.
next final destination.
Yeah.
oh no.
No, I agree. I'm the same way. Like, I want to know. I'm like, well,
Why? I don't know.
What lengthy illness did they have, or what happened to cause them to go suddenly?
If you got a
Like,
real high-powered
the
toilet,
accident?
like there's no evidence.
Of a day?
You're just gone.
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
What accident was they in? Did they fall off a cliff? Did they get in a
Yeah.
car wreck? Did they? I need to know what happened.
And I have no right to that story. Like I know that in my mind. I'm like, I know I don't.
I just would like.
No, but
to
I just
know.
need it.
Whenever
need it.
whenever I go, I want my death to be reenacted in a Shakespearean fashion
At your funeral.
at my party, my death party. It won't be a funeral; it'll be a celebration.
Yeah.
I too am having a
Like a
death
dirge.
party.
Yeah, a death
having a
party.
what?
I have my entire funeral planned out.
Yeah, I don't.
I have my entire post-death planned.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yes, very specific instructions.
it'd be like AI Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Be like, listen, I'll be setting up the chairs at my own funeral.
You're like, well, it's time to go now.
Guest list
Everything's
approved.
ready.
That's how I was joking. Be like, oh, we work until noon on the day of my funeral, and I'll be like, I'm setting up the chairs and then put myself in the coffin, and then be like, okay, well, guys, don't forget, let me get you some more finger sandwiches before I take care of this, and then climb in the coffin, and then that's it. And then people are looking for something, and they're like, you didn't get enough of these.
I saw a
Put
TikTok
it on
that,
Ted's tab.
Yeah.
that was a husband, like, and he was just laying on the couch, but like pretended it was like his suit and his coffin and everything. And he was like, my wife at my funeral, and she's like over, like crying over him, and then she like sees something on his face, and she's like squeezing it, and he's like, I'm like, oh my god, that's me.
That is 100%.
We were
100%.
doing the stream last night, and I was like, there's something on his neck.
And then you attacked it once we got home.
Yeah, I looked at it later.
And you're like,
It's like, what? Oh, it's not ready.
Come here. She's got to mama monkey me for a minute here.
I saw it in the stream, and I was like, mental note. Click.
Gravy. Okay.
so wait, what was everybody's rating then
On what?
on this person?
Oh,
I guess
Oh.
we did.
No,
we
she
did a
needs
rating.
to-
OP
not-
is
She needs to
NTA.
react to
Yeah,
the situation.
NTA.
Yeah.
It's NTA.
yes,
There's no overreaction.
What would you?
I guess
what would
technically
you
my
rate?
rating would have been. Oh, I did it wrong. I should have done NTA.
What did you rate?
Oh, you were ranking
I
his
was
sister.
ranking the sister.
What would you
gotcha.
rank the sister now at the end of it?
Ascon 1.
Ascon 1 or Black Hole?
I think Ascon won for being a terrible, like, present parent. That's just my opinion.
And just for being like not wanting to take responsibility for anything. And
If you're going to be chill, like, and I'm not saying that you have to be like up your toddler's ass every second
yeah.
of every day, but if you want to chill parent, you have to contain them. Like, that's
Yeah.
your job
Yeah.
to make sure that they don't leave the room that you were in. Because people need breaks. I get that, but contain them where you know that they're safe in their space with their toys in their area.
Just
Because otherwise, you're just being lazy.
just because you take a shower doesn't make the kid not your responsibility for that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't mean because it didn't happen on your watch, it's out of your hands.
well, even like
Right.
if you're not watching, be like, hey, I gotta go. Will you keep an eye on?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she
it's
even
as
really-
simple
No,
as-
she just like
like
allows
it's
it
as
to.
simple. It's as simple as that. Like if you guys had to go, like if you had to run to the parking lot and Navy was here, you'd be like, hey, will you guys just
If it's your
keep an eye on
sapling,
Navy room.
you have to tend to your orchard.
Right.
You know, like you said, like eagle eye, but like, hey, make sure
Yeah.
she doesn't wander into traffic. or
What did she tell you the
cut her
other day?
arm off.
What was
Which
the
one?
Navy? You have a Navy story
Oh,
for during one of the lives.
the poop one.
Yeah.
Okay.
My gosh, we'll just label this episode 11 poop.
So
The shitty one.
the shitty episode. So
Way better than poop.
Navy had that was last week, I think.
Yeah, it was
right?
last
It was
week.
last week, and apparently the day before, Navy had an incident that I am all too familiar with, where I think sounds like she overdosed on grapes. And
Oh yeah.
I too am a survivor of a grape overdose.
Oh, I guess the more ripe they get, the more potent.
Like I am a grape overdose survivor. I have overdosed more than one time on grapes. But if you eat too many, for you grape lovers out there, you know that if you eat too many grapes or you don't eat them frequently enough, like there's a fine line.
Yeah.
And
That's why you're supposed to eat cheese.
yeah, and your body, because they're very,
Pull aside.
it's acidic, right? I think they're very acidic.
Yeah.
So they are, I don't know, anyway. So it can cause some tummy issues. And apparently Navy was having some of these tummy issues and subsequent pooping issues. So we're doing the live the other day and she went to the bathroom and then she came out of the bathroom.
She just peed.
And she just peed because I'm pretty sure it asked like, "Do you need to poop?" She's like, "No, just pee." She goes.
It was
she
a stern face.
Yeah, she comes out and she goes right to my desk and puts her hands like this and she goes, "I need to tell you a story about diarrhea."
That's exact. I heard this happen.
This right there. Like,
It
just
was
like
like-
this.
That's
She's
exactly
like,
what she said.
I need to tell you a story about diarrhea.
It was
And I think I was like,
unprompted.
Navy.
I was like,
Came out of nowhere.
I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
It was time.
She's been around for enough of the streams now where she's going to walk up to me and be like, "Hey, it's Navy Thunder, and I got a story about diarrhea for you."
That's probably what she said.
but then what was I talking about? You and I were talking about something like the next day, and we were talking about something and like digestion and like something, and I think we were talking, and again, this is more poop talk, but like
Of course.
like why, what was some story, and it was like, oh, it's this, and it absorbs the water, and this is like, there's the different kinds of poops or whatever, and I'm like that, and then when you don't, it's have diarrhea, and Navy Thunder taught me that. I was like, I just like tagged it onto whatever, like this whole long explanation of why this happens, and then I was like, Navy told me that actually.
Yeah.
And her story about diarrhea.
And that's when you don't. But you also said she asked for like a napkin.
Oh, yeah.
Right after that.
Then she's like over there in the like front office area watching something, and she has a bottle of water and she has her goldfish, and she comes up and she goes, "Do you have a napkin?" And I'm like, "I've got a tissue." And she goes, "That's good." And I got it, and she just walks away. And like 30 seconds later, she comes right back and she goes, she's got a sopping wet napkin in her hand. And she goes, "Do you have a trash can?" I'm like, "Yep." She goes, "Thank you," and throws it away and walks away. And
For her for cleaning up her mess.
I didn't ask questions. I didn't inspect. I was just like, okay, she took care of what she was taking
But
care
somebody
of.
coming up to you and saying, "I have to tell you a story about diarrhea," and then saying, "Do you have a napkin?" is a sus.
That was the funny part of it.
It's
Yes.
sus, right? It's sus.
It's like,
Very for a toddler too.
"Do you have a napkin?"
Yeah.
"Yep, here you go."
She brings it
Thanks.
back.
She comes back with like this sopping wet.
Sopping wet
Napkin.
brown napkin.
And she's like, "Do you have a trash can?" I'm like, "Yeah, right here." "Okay, thanks." And like left. That was
Story
this whole
complete.
thing, guys.
That's
I
it.
need to tell you a story about diarrhea. And she was just so like,
I think
ready
I
to
shut her
tell me
down
the
from telling the
Yeah,
story.
'cause
So
you were
sick.
like, "Navy."
I'm going to teach her how to say, I'm
Don't
going
need
to
to
teach
tell
her the
her
line,
about
"I'm Navy Thunder
till
and I got a
Thunder and
story for
Spark.
you." Yeah. I'm going to teach her that so she can come up, start doing it to people, and then telling her story. Do her little intro.
That would be so adorable.
Okay, we've got to wrap up here. This was episode 11 of Thunder and Spark. We made it all the way, no breaks. We made it all the way through.
4 more episodes than we have viewers.
Yep. Well, we're going to keep that train going. So if you're one of the,
So your Nickelback song?
Oh, I'm gonna start crying again.
It's like, because you hate Nickelback so much.
I don't know what that reaction was.
I don't know. He was like tears rolling down his
It's
face.
just-
crying.
did you look at a mental photograph?
That's the song that was playing in my head when we started talking about it. Genuinely, it just was just so funny.
I want to be a
The-
rock star.
We did listen to a little Nickelback before this.
It was just, I don't know. It's just I don't have all the answers.
Yikes.
When things happen,
Eventually, someday he'll uncover in therapy like what the whole Nickelback thing was.
it all started.
Until
with
then, it's
the
going to be a trigger
Nickelback.
point.
Yeah,
We'll use it during stream, and we'll just be like, "Nickelback."
And he starts laughing
the Winter
uncontrollably.
Soldier.
Yes, you've been activated.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much.
I'll take
Exactly.
that.
Candy Thunder's got it.
Just kidding. I don't want to say that.
Let us know in the comments all your answers to all the questions.
Yes,
What's
please.
your poop position?
Hard or soft? Your poop, your poop, and the foods. that
Have
we
you ever
talked about.
vultured?
Sorry.
Have you ever vultured?
And will you ever?
And
now
will
after
you
watching
ever?
this?
Please don't answer those.
Crunchy peanut butter, creamy, all the hard and soft questions.
And what shows are you
And what's
excited about?
your story about diarrhea? We want to know.
Please don't answer that question either.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your friends.
Just check out.
Please tell 7 of your friends.
Please watch again, and we won't talk about
Yeah.
Next
body
time,
stuff.
next time, no poop.
Probably.
We'll try to stick to
TBA.
Probably not, but
Dude wipes, reach out.
When it's time, it's time.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude wipes. We'd love to collab.
I'm gonna do.
And by collab, send us free dude wipes, and we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
that. We'll have a supply for Navy Thunder there. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.